Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Sagar Data Labs. And from today, I will be starting SQL course for data analyst role, where I will be covering all the topics from the beginners level to the advanced level. So don't worry if you are new to SQL and you are just starting off, I've got you covered. Now, before I start this video with the roadmap of what all will be covered in this series of SQL, I wanted to discuss the roles and responsibility of the data analyst. So, data analyst is a person who works with data, extracts it, analyzes it, and give useful insights to the business owners so that business can improve, whether improving the sales, whether improving the customer satisfaction, or improving the revenue. Now, whenever the data term comes, the first and the most important skill you should learn is SQL, which is called as SQL or structured query language. So let's understand what is SQL and why it is so important. In the real world, the data is not stored in Excel files because Excel is not capable of handling huge amount of data. That's why data is stored in databases. Now we need a language to interact with the databases so that we can extract the data according to our needs, analyze it, and get useful insights. That's where SQL comes in. So SQL is a language which interacts with the databases to extract the data. Now in relational databases, the data is stored in the form of tables, rows and columns. That is the structure of the relational database. Now let's get into the roadmap and see what all topics will be covered in this course. Let's get into the roadmap, and the first thing which we will be covering is basics. So anything which you learn, you always start with the basics. Never skip basics whenever you are learning new skill because that is the base and the foundation of your rest of the journey, right? So we will be covering the select keyword, which is the most important keyword in SQL and used to extract the data from the databases. And we will be learning where clause, which is used to provide a condition. If we use where clause in a statement, we are providing a condition on the which the data is extracted. That is called as filtering of data. So for filtering data, we use select and where together. Now, second thing which we will be covering is the intermediate topics, where we will be covering order by clause, which is used to order the data in a particular fashion, whether it is a ascending order or descending order or ordering the data alphabetically. Group by is used to group the data into small subgroups based on a criteria. Now understand aggregate functions as the functions which take column of data as input and provide a single output. For example, you have a column of data with all the numbers in it and you use a function sum. Now sum will take input as that column and provide an output which will be the sum of all the numbers in that column and which will be a single number. Other aggregate functions are count and average, etc. Now joins are the most important topic in SQL. Why? Because in real world the data is not stored in one table. It is stored across multiple tables and there are situations where we need data from different table to do our analysis. That's where joins come in. Now the advanced topic which we will be covering are subqueries, window functions, views and stored procedures. Now I will not discuss these here because since you are starting and since it's only the first video introduction part to SQL, I don't want to scare you with the fancy words, right? So once we cover the beginners section and intermediate section, it will be very easy to understand these advanced topics. So don't worry about it. Just make a note of it that it will be covered in future for your reference. Now, what is the most important thing? The most important thing is practice. Always write queries Whenever you want to solve a problem, or always write queries during the lab sessions which we'll be having. Always try the different data sets, and once you are familiar with this language, once you are proficient in SQL, always work on real world project, because there you will see what are the real challenges faced by the data analyst and how they resolve it. So that exposure is more important. That exposure is priceless. Okay, so always write queries, solve the problems, try different data sets, and work on the real world project. Okay, now some common mistakes which the beginners do. First of all, they only watch videos like you are watching now, and they do not practice, right? Watching video can, give you the initial impression of the language, can give you initial boost, but unless and until you practice, you won't be able to master that language. So always, always, always practice. Even when you're watching the lab videos, which I will be doing in the future, always make sure to follow along, practice with me, try to build different kind of scripts for the same problem, because single problem doesn't have single solution. It can be resolved in multiple ways. Try to inculcate those habits, and those are good habits for learning, and your learning will be so much easier and so much more effective if you follow and don't do these mistakes which the beginners do. Skipping basics are very simple in anything, and it is very important, or it is the base of everything which you do. So never skip basics and never jump to the advanced topic directly, right? So that's all for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something new.